Hey, it's Greg Hawks. This is another sourcing in real life, and I want to go over a couple of things that I went over last week. I talked a little bit about Trustoria and some of the things that you can do. I will find a resource and then remember how cool it is and how much you can pull from it. And like I said, I was going to build a Dataminer Recipe, so I've done that. But I wanted to show you some of these details. This site and also Bizstanding are two sites you can use to pull in additional pipelines. Bizstanding is more company-based, but if you're doing a simple search in this case, I'm doing engineering firms in Boston, you can pull several different companies, and you can pull direct phone numbers, fax lines. I think that's great. And the other cool thing about Bizstanding is you can sometimes even pull members of the team here. So see this, and if we just click into one of these profiles, let me just look in here. The other cool thing I like about this is, at least they used to show former members that were former employees. So that's another way you can pull in people. And a lot of these are clerks, but I found one with like presidents and stuff like that. So if you're looking for something executive level, sometimes these can be good resources as well. Most of this looks like civil engineering though. And so that's one resource, like here, fire protection consultants, controller. Those are some higher level. Yeah, here's the president, treasurer, physical. These might be physical engineers, I'm not sure. But that's an example. The other thing is I was just messing around with this. I was looking for doctors, and I just pulled industrial psychologists just because it looked cool. But like I was showing you last week, lots of information, position, title, and when I pulled the Dataminer Recipe, it wasn't really showing everything that I wanted. So I built another one that I'm going to make public, but I want to show you how I built it because a lot of people are always asking me about Dataminer. I built one, and I get the first name, last name separated out, hometown, city, that's more of an amateur type thing, so a summary with all of the keywords up at the top, some details, work history, which this I still need to adjust. I need to map it into 2 companies, but I'm still working on it, some additional skills, and the link. Okay, that's the information you need, right? You can pull me down. You can put this into a Excel spreadsheet. And if I can pull this from the other screen, get a bunch of stuff. Okay, so you'll have to go and research, you have to cross-reference tool, other tools out there, look them up on LinkedIn, that kind of thing, to connect with them, or just look them up. A lot of times if you just Google somebody with a location and a specialty, a lot of times you can find more information on them. You don't have to go all OSINT on all these folks. So how did I build it? So people are always asking me how I built this. This one was a little bit of a test, because it was a little bit complicated. The recipe that's in there was built around XPaths. I need to move myself. I'm going to move myself over here. So the first thing I had to do is I had to go change it from XPath to jQuery, which is this selector language. I know I'm getting kind of nerdy here, but you can go and do it if you want to build one for Trustoria and some other websites. And I had to select the row. And that's the row there, so that selects all of this stuff so that you have each of these entries in each row. And then I built the columns. The columns are where it gets kind of hairy. First name is this one. Last name is this one. And you'll see my selectors kind of change. So I'm basically selecting that information to put into a column. The home, town, city, home, city, town. The summary, which is all the job titles up at the top. The details, more details. The work history, which I'm still mapping, but it pulls it. It pulls this, and sometimes it pulls skills just because that's how the website's kind of set up. So sometimes the boxes don't always match. Then the skills. So I still need to do some adjusting on this. And the link, which is another really important deal. And I changed the extract from, you'll see text. Well, I changed this to URL because I want to pull the URL into the spreadsheet. Okay, that's how I built it. That's how I built it on the back end. You guys don't have to go into this much detail, but I wanted to show, especially some of the people that build recipes, kind of how I did it, because I had just messed around with this before, so I knew I needed to change it to that. And a lot of times they'll recommend you do that, and then you run it, and then you pull the information in that you want. And I need to go and make this public. I want to see if I can make this one public. I have to remember what I was. Dataminer recipes. My Dataminer recipes. You know, I have it saved somewhere, but I have so many bookmarks. My recipes. Here we go. All right, so I did this one. It's public. I don't know why it selected doctor as the domain, but let me see if this works. Okay, so it's a public recipe. I have made that public for everybody. Let me see if this works on a different page, because it should still be the same. Let me try architects. Okay. And if this isn't, then I'll go back and change it. I would like to look for architects. You go on the other side. And let's see. Where are my architects? Oh, my architects. Architectural drafter. Okay, let's see if this works. Cross my fingers. All right, let's see if my public recipe works on this thing. All right, in define public recipes, click on the public tab in Dataminer. Does not look like it's transferred over yet. But hey, it still works even though it was mapped to the doctors. So that's a good thing, because these are all drafters. So I will watch this one to make sure that it's public. It should be public. I don't know why it's not pulling up to be public, but I've also shown you how to go in and do that if you need to. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. That's why I'm here. I'm actually going on vacation next week, so I may not answer you right away, but I'm always here to help. I really like doing this stuff. Please share, subscribe, spread the word. Open source. Let's keep open source sourcing open source. Okay. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.